When Lurrus was banned, Shadow was seen as one of the biggest losers in terms of what would change in the modern format. Lurrus gave a lot of mid-range and long game potential to the Shadow archetype, giving it the ability to recur its threats, recur things like dress downs to create continuous pressure with its dead shadows, whatever it might be. So the Shadow deck, since the banning, has had to go through a lot of changes. There's a lot of iterations of the strategy. And I think it's worth talking about the strategies that we work against with Shadow when we play Mill and what that looks like in some games coming up. Now, in terms of the matchup itself, it's at a 4.2 percentage, so it's not like what it was pre-Lurrus ban, thankfully. It doesn't come up as much, but that's pretty much just because the tempo deck of the format is really just Murktide region. It just gets beat out by that. In the mid-range deck of the format, it's 4-color Blink, so it just gets beat out in that way. So what does Shadow do to differentiate itself? Well, in terms of what it has answers to, it tries to make sure that its interaction can answer anything at any time, and obviously that is going to be taking advantage of Modern Horizons 2, namely with something like Unholy Heat, being able to answer things as small as opposing Ragavans and anything as big as large Primeval Titans. Now, thankfully, this spell itself doesn't hit face. So when you're playing Mill, this is something that you want to take advantage of. The more recent sideboarding tech that Mill has been taking against this strategy is removing the namesake Ruin card, Heejun card from the deck so that the interaction that the deck has is even more blank. Think about something like 4-color Shadow where they have fatal pushes, and that's going to be blank as well. You want to make sure that at certain points in the game, you can take advantage of these turning points where they draw these cards and you time walk them so that you have better ability to resolve your spells like Tasha's Hideous Laughter, Ashiok in the post board, your removal spells, whatever it might be, because they don't have the interaction to stop what you're doing and take you out of the game. The problem is that I think the banning of Lurrus is getting, or has gotten, to many Shadow players' heads. They're trying things that are a little bit kind of out of the way. And this list specifically is an example of something where innovation is actually positive. So you have something where Lurrus isn't here, but you don't even have another companion to replace it, such as Gigantha. You're actually taking advantage of street rates, Delirium to tutor for spells which traverse the Uvenwald and play other threats like Tarmogoyf. So this is something actually interesting. 4-color Shadow has been around for a very long time, and it's still even taking advantage of Stubborn Denial because it has enough big threats such as Death Shadow and Tarmogoyf to do that, whereas Dragon's Rage Chandler and Ragavan strategies in Death Shadow can't take advantage of Stubborn Denial, so they had to change the package. But regardless, 4-color Shadow is something that actually works in the modern metagame. The problem is when you take 4-color Shadow and you play Godless Shrine to just play Teferi Time Raveler, and you play 2 ofs of random cards that should be playsets, you end up with the opposing deck in the games that you'll see coming up. And hey, don't get me wrong, Death Shadow's Death Shadow, they made me work for it. But I think the saying goes, it's better to be lucky than good, right? Enjoy. Let's run this on the play. Just coming off of the loss from Yorion. I almost posted that game too, but the second match, so I lost the first match, and the second match ended up just what is it? I had to mull to 4, and once I mulled twice, I was like, the game's over. I can't keep up. Like if you have to mull twice against Urine, you should probably just concede. It's not worth playing out. If you have other things to do and better things to do with your time, just concede. So I'm on the play. Opponent's kept 7. This isn't a good hand. It doesn't do anything. But if they have a fetch, then it might get somewhere. Like with the Archive Trap. This is not a good hand. I wouldn't keep this. I wouldn't keep this. Like, generally speaking. But gotta try things out. I talked about hands like this like multiple times in my primers, and when I was previously running my website, I talked about hands like this previously, and this is not a good one. I should probably just play Flooded Strand there. Just thinking about like what like what to fake out with lands. Should probably just play thing. Ooh, Murktide. Murktide Regent. Yup. Yup, this is what I mean. You definitely want to maul hands like this, because it just doesn't do anything on one. That's a big thing if you're not matching up with stuff like this. So, you know what? I've been trying to curate a list to try and beat a deck like this. Now, game one it's going to be hard, right? We have a Murderous Cut, and our flex slots are using Spreading Seas. So this is going to be tough regardless. But I think post board, I think we can try and put up a fight. So if you're watching this right now, hopefully you see what happens in those games down below. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna play another Polluted Delta, pass the turn. They probably just suspect we're mill. Like, I mean, how many decks just play Water Gate Pass, like, or like Polluted Delta Pass type of thing? And I didn't even bring it in. I didn't even shock it in. So I'm definitely not Death Shadow, right? And I'm not doing anything. Like, I mean, percentage-wise, I'm mill, and then other than that, I'm like Dimir Ninjas, you know, Dimir Rogues type of thing. Okay, I got the arc. Okay, cool. I can Archive Trap, I can Surgical, I can get something going. Okay, so let's see what they got here. Black. Oh, this is Shadow. Oh, baby, this is Shadow. It's not Murktide. Okay, I feel a lot better about that, because then I have the double Tashas. What I'm going to do here is I'm definitely going to Surgical Lightning Bolt. I've gotten 2 expressive iterations, so I want to take out the things that do damage to me. Take out Lightning Bolt. That's fine. That thing's a 3/3. Unholy Eats are blank for now. They have a Croxa in hand, which is scary. Four-color Shadow? What? Okay. Okay. I'm trying to think, do they have a way to bring this back? Is it the only... No, it's not the only instant, but whatever. So they have only one more Unholy Heat, which is nice to know. But this is just such a weird, like, list. Like, this is such an amalgam, like, of cards, truly. So they're gonna Thoughtseize me, and they're gonna take one of the Tashas. I'm just gonna rip off one of the Tashas next turn because I have to race them. That's the truth of the matter, right? Like, they have a Drown, they have a Croxa. It's time to hit them in the face, type of thing, right? Time to hit them in the face, type of thing. So I took out the Lightning Bolt. They only had one more, which is really weird, but fine. Ragavan it is. I gotta race a Ragavan. The average CMC in their deck isn't bad for me to hit. Like, I should go pretty deep in terms of cards. The Teferi does throw a wrench in that a little bit, but I should hit like 25, 30 cards here. Realistically. Oh, that's so tempting. But I can't. I gotta hit out of Tasha's. If they Thoughtseize me, then like, yeah, exactly. Like, if they Thoughtseize me, then I am pooped. So let's just hit them. Okay. So only 18 cards. Again, that's the Teferi kicking in, I feel like 100%. Oh no, just a lot of 2 CMC stuff. Wow. Okay. Well, no, there was a Teferi in there, but like I thought I would definitely hit like 2 Teferis or something, because they still have like 4 Mishra's Baubles in their deck, right? I figured, you know, those are freebies. This is weird. It almost like I was like, this is almost like the Otter. I'm forgetting the name of the companion, but it's kind of funny they have Gigantha as well. Okay. Regardless, Doomblade is going to be a bit of a contentious card here in terms of what we can actually do with it, and Croxa probably spells defeat for us. If I don't, like, realistically, if I don't draw, I don't know, like, if I don't draw Fractured Sanity or Tasha's here, like, right now, I lose. Right now. I literally need to draw that right now. Because they don't have their Lightning Bolt anymore. They don't have a way to cast Drown, which is important, right? I'm going to take 5 here. Next turn, I'm going to take 5 plus 3. That was it. That was my win right there. That was it. Oh, no, wait. I can still... No, wait. I can still win with Fractured. If I draw Fractured Sanity, I still win here. Because they draw a card off Mishra's Bauble. Okay, Fractured Sanity or nothing. GG. Cool. That's crazy. Ragavan. Ragavan with that pick off the top. Okay, so it's not Murktide Regent. Got thrown for a loop a little bit. In terms of cards that we want, so Ashiok's going to be big here. Spreading Seas is a little weird, even though it's 4 colors. I don't think I really want that. And this isn't really a surgical matchup. So this is going to be about Ashiok, Dream Render, and Engineered Explosives for sure. We can probably bring in like Doom Blades. But even that's a little awkward. I don't know if I should bring in Doom Blades or just like Mystical Disputes. But that's probably not good either. Oh, you know what though? I'm forgetting the actual like the actual tech that Mill's been running against this matchup. So you take out crabs to dead their removal. But they don't have, but that's the thing though. They don't actually have a lot of removal in this matchup right now. They don't. They don't have like 4 Unholy Heats, 4 bolts type of thing. They don't have that. So it's a little different. It's a little different. Like, this isn't traditional Shadow. This is like someone just spicing it up. But it should still work, right? Like, if we surgical all their threats. But the problem is, how do we surgical all their threats right now with... I don't know. Let's just submit it and run it. This is weird. This is weird. Yeah, no, hopefully, like, if I was playing against Shadow, hopefully I would have remembered to bring out all the crabs. So, again, the idea is that you blank all their removal, like Unholy Heat. Every time you do that, you're essentially time walking them. If you have no creatures out, and then once you get out Ashiok, you get them exiled, you remove a Croxel, all that stuff. Like, you've removed Delirium for them. So it's still pretty big that way. So our goal is to have a keepable 7 against the Thoughtseize deck. The thing about like not mulliganing versus Thoughtseize decks is a little overrated sometimes, because you do need to play. There comes a point where you need a playable hand. Let's get this out. So they'll Thoughtseize me here. They kept to 7. They definitely have something. They'll take either Drown or Tasha's. Sucks I don't have like 4 Archive Traps here. Come on now. Your boy can dream, can't he? Cool. So I got removal on 1. That works for me. Not on 1, but it's fine. This hand was much more keepable with, you know, the Drown on the play. But what are you doing? Do you have a way to cast Shadow of Doubt for free? Oh my lord. Come on, opponent. Come on. Okay. Watergrave tapped. So I have the Drown for it, which is nice. And next turn, what do they do? Okay, I have 2 Drowns. That's nice. Yo, to anyone listening this far into the video, super random, but earlier in the week, okay, so they can't drown this. If I play this right now, they can't drown it. So I should probably run out Tasha's. No, but they can Spell Pierce. I can be patient. I can be patient. I don't want to run out into anything. Let's just hold off. Let's just hold off. Yeah, we don't need to be too crazy here. Yeah, see, I didn't sequence that right, because if that was the line I was going to take, I should just play Field of Ruin, because then I can, you know, at least Field of Ruin, end step, punish their mana a little bit, make it a little awkward, but that's where I'm at right now. Probably end step Cycle Fractured. Do I need to, though? Probably not. That doesn't gain me anything. Their CMC is like really low. So that's fine with me. There you go. So I got the Field of Ruin out. At this point, I don't need to do anything. They probably have Spell Pierces, Mystical Dispute type of thing. So gotta wait until 5 mana. Yeah, gotta wait until 5 mana at this point. Okay, so they got that Esper sauce right now. They got that Esper sauce. So I'm gonna try and I'm gonna actually hit that. I'm gonna actually hit that because that means like Teferi, right? That means Teferi. So get that out of here. You're not getting that, right? Like I'm not giving you access to that. Like if you want Teferi, you're gonna fight me for it. If you want Teferi, you're going to fight me for it. If they have another fetch, they probably have another way to get things. So they only have one blue source now. So now, if I can find a land, that's where I want to be. So we're going to cycle this. Yeah, so we're going to cycle this now. Yep, got a lot of types in there. Drown in the Loch, just trying to find a, yeah, there you go, just trying to find that. And at this point, I just want to be able to like stop Croxas and stuff. Or do I? No, I still want, because that doesn't stop, because then I can't like kill threats. I think I just want to like resolve like multiple of these. Let's just throw out Tasha's. We got Drown back up. I don't think we need Ashiok just yet. Yep. And then we will drown your drown. Haha. Let's go swamp out for a little bit of variance, right? Drown your drown. Let's do it. Okay, so Tasha's resolves. Probably get like 20 cards, especially with Teferi in. Okay, 19. We did hit one of the Croxas. One Mystical Dispute. 2 drowns, 2 expressive type of thing, 3 thought seizes, 2 inquisitions. Not a lot of threats, but a lot of interaction. And especially because they're playing like weird numbers of things, that makes me feel a little bit better. But one thing to keep in mind is they did grab the Godless Shrine, right? Okay, and that bolt didn't go to their face, so they didn't bolt themselves. That tells me they don't have a Death Shadow. They did grab a Godless Shrine, so that tells me they do have a Teferi. So I imagine they'll probably get a white source play Teferi here. Because why else would they grab that Godless Shrine earlier? They probably do have a Teferi in hand. Okay, love it. Yup, no more white sources. Fantastic. I'm going to throw this sucker out. Have fun with that. Have fun with that, opponent. Hey, all right. And then drown your drown. Let's go. Making them fight for it. Making them fight for it. Making them fight for it. Let's see. What do we got? 20 cards? Definitely, definitely. Ooh, a lot less. Okay, so we got the other Crocs. Okay, so they have the Teferi in their hand. That's what this is telling me. They have the Teferi in their hand. All their drowns are gone. Shadow. They probably have like a Shadow in their last 4. All the DRCs are gone. 3 of the all the Ragavans are gone. They have like 1 threat. They legit have like 1 threat. It's like 1 Death Shadow. They legit have 1 threat. Unless they have like a 3rd Croxa, which is like absolutely insane to me. Like that's absolutely insane to me if they have a 3rd Croxa. Perfect. All right. Cool. Managed to get there. And again, a little bit non-traditional in terms of how we're sideboarding. Usually we want to be taking out the Hedron Crabs to blank the removal, but again, the numbers that they're playing right now, a little bit weird, right? Just a tad bit awkward. But to be fair, in that matchup there, we had a really good hand and one that lined up. A lot of things lined up for us. It wasn't really even. If both decks are going even for themselves, Mill loses for sure, right? So we do have to get a little bit lucky, just like with most games of Magic. In general, this isn't a favored matchup, so you do have to do extreme things to try and eke out a win, and that's what we're trying to do. Now, I did already submit the deck list. Is there merit to actually playing Spreading Seas over Doomblade? I'm thinking kind of like, now they got that Mystical Dispute and they're going into 4 colors. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably even worse for that, because now what you're doing is you're giving them extra copies of a blue source for them to cast their Mystical to Dispute, cast their Drown in the Loch. So as you saw from there, their mana base is a little weird. If you can mill out enough, you know, it looks like they only have maybe 1 to 2 sources of white for that Teferi. And, you know, other than that, they're trying to get Watery Graves. They're trying to get, not Bloodstained Mire, that's the fetch, but, you know, the black-red thing. So we're gonna keep this. I got a Fatal Push on 1. They're keeping a 7, so they brought in, they brought an extra 2 cards. Okay, give me a creature off the top. Perfect. Okay, yeah, there you go. So just a bit of removal off 1 here. Okay. Oh, Mishra's Bauble. Let's see what we can do here. Maybe I can sneak out a win here. That'll be actually wild. I don't have a lot of confidence in it right now, but let's see what we can do. It's tough on the play. You have more resources, but this deck tempos you out a lot faster, right? So it's tough. So kill that now before they get like Drown access. Because one thing to remember, obviously I am putting a fetch land into my graveyard. That's putting 1 in there. That's one card in there. Don't want to give them the opportunity to like fetch and do all that stuff. So Inquisition, grab a Fractured Sanity, maybe even a Visions actually, to be fair, because they might actually be fetching. And that might incentivize them to grab. Yeah, okay, so they're probably fetching here, meaning I can bust out an Archive Trap. Oh. No land. Interesting. Okay. I like it. So that gives me the play back. It's kind of big. That gives me the play back. That's kind of big. No land? Come on now. It's too easy. Come on now. Oh, no. Opponent. It's about to go down. Oh, opponent, it's about to go down. All right. Okay, knock on wood, even if it's fake. Wood. Okay. I think I got lucky here. This is looking good. Okay, so we're 110% going to be Field of Ruining them, right? Like, that is, hands down, that is exactly what's happening. We are punishing them on their mana. We're going to make it awkward. 100%, that is what we are doing. So, bang, bang. Bang, bang. So, I'm going to do that on their upkeep. I don't want them to take any actions right now. Well, they could. I don't know. You know what? Let's just do it now. It's fine. Okay, so we're gonna get 3 blue. If they have a Mystical Dispute for my Archive Trap, I don't think this deck would. Okay, I should have actually screen snipped. But I don't think this deck's playing Basic Island. I could be wrong here. Yeah, I don't think this deck's playing Basic Island. It'd be very weird. Okay, so in terms of cards we've gotten, pretty powerful from what I'm seeing. So we got 1 Mystical Dispute, 2 Mystical Disputes actually. I believe they're playing 1 more, 2 Shadows, 1 of the Teferis, which is big, 1 of the Drowns. We know they're playing 4, 2 Ragavans, 1 DRC that we killed earlier, the Ragavan and the DRC, sorry. So, okay. Numbers are looking good. We thinned them out on 1 land. They are not drawing lands right now, and this is exactly what we want. This is it. This is, yeah. No. This is GG. I don't know what you want, opponent. This is GG. So we're going to definitely hit you with that sauce. Hit you with the Fractured. I'm surprised they haven't conceded yet. I'd actually be really interested to see why they're playing it out. Like, I'm not sure what their answer is or what their card is that they're trying to, you know, do whatever with. But, yeah, okay, so even though it is 3 lands, a key thing is 1 of them is Otawara, interaction spell, we're up on mana, and the second land is Field of Ruin. They're low on lands. Chances are the next land they're gonna play is a non-basic. We Field of Ruin that. Come on, it's done. Come on now. And another key thing. Okay, there you go. So they conceded. Okay, super lucky, and I think that highlights that, right? Like sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Right, that's what it is at the end of the day. You try and play to your outs. The deck's going to be a little weird, but it's better to be lucky than good. So you play the best you can. You just take the opportunities when they come. Right, you hammer in the advantage. And I mean, I'm kind of guilty of this sometimes, but trying not to be too greedy. Just following the plan and making sure that they're punished where they are. Good games.